Okay, let's just be real for a second. We have literally all felt it, right? That creeping dread when Sunday afternoon rolls around, and boom, you suddenly realize you've got to drag yourself back to the corporate grind tomorrow, staring at screens, dodging office politics, and just feeling like you're a tiny cog in this massive machine. But what if you didn't just have to accept that reality? In this explainer, we're going to lay out a calculated, battle-tested blueprint to finally escape the 9-to-5. And this isn't just theory. This is based on real insights from successful founders and side hustlers who've actually pulled it off.
So, to start, we need a massive mindset shift. Nick McLean, he's a private equity investor who successfully transitioned out of corporate. He says we need to completely flip the script. Stop looking at your day job as some life-sucking prison. Instead, look at it as your very first angel investor. Seriously, your employer is literally funding your life right now. They're giving you a steady paycheck, health insurance, a safety net, all while you quietly scheme your exit. When you look at it that way, you stop slacking off and you start using that job as an insurance policy to strategically build your next chapter.
So, here is the exact chronological roadmap we're following today. First, making time to build. Second, choosing your income vehicle. Third, working multipliers, not hours. And lastly, preparing for the leap. Let's jump right into section 1, making time to build, or as I like to call it, finding the hidden hours in a 24-hour day.
Look, the absolute biggest hurdle for any aspiring entrepreneur is just pure exhaustion. You get home at 6 p.m., your brain is totally fried, and literally all you want to do is melt into the couch. I get it. But to escape, we've got to aggressively reclaim our personal time. Creators Anancha Alamian and Mar Kucirak have these brutal, but honestly incredibly effective strategies for this. First up, Anancha says you need to be purposefully asocial. That means limiting friend time to just two-hour slots a week. Yeah, you're going to get major FOMO, but those reclaimed hours, they are pure gold. Second, Mar recommends rigidly time blocking 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every single day as your non-negotiable office hours. And third, this is huge. Stop scrolling. Just let yourself be bored. Letting your mind wander is exactly what spins up the creative idea machine you need to actually build this thing.
Moving on to section 2, choosing your income vehicle. Basically, picking the right business model for a side hustler.
Once you've successfully carved out those evening hours, you need the right vehicle. And look, it absolutely cannot be a business that requires you to be on the phone from 8 to 5. That just doesn't work. Instead, check out the sheer potential of asynchronous business models tracked by OneManDB. Digital product templates? Those can pull in anywhere from $1K to up to 80 grand a month. An affiliate marketing blog can generate 2 to 50 grand a month. And a low-touch SaaS, that can scale up to $200,000 a month. The secret here is that these are build once, sell forever models. You can work on them at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, and it never conflicts with your day job. Now, maybe building from scratch sounds, well, terrifying. If so, Nick McLean offers a brilliant alternative. He said, and I quote, "I didn't really want to start a new business. What I really wanted to do is I wanted to buy an existing business." He actually used his corporate safety net to hunt for a pre-existing, cash-flowing business. By doing that, you skip the super risky startup phase entirely. The point is, whether you build a digital product or buy a small business, your goal is to find a vehicle that fits perfectly into your current life constraints.
All right, section 3, working multipliers, not hours. This is all about escaping the time for money trap.
Listen, the biggest mistake you can make right now is accidentally creating a second, low-paying job for yourself instead of a highly scalable business. Take a look at this stark reality from the paths to profits. 73% of side hustlers earn under $500 a month, and that's even after a full year of grinding. Why? Because they're just selling their hours. Think about it. If your business literally cannot run without your physical presence every single second, you don't actually have a business. You have a very stressful, very expensive hobby.
So the absolutely crucial move here is activating what are called the 3 multipliers. The top 10% of earners pull in 5 figures a month using the exact same 24 hours we all have, simply because they rely on these 3 things. First, systemization. This means you document a process once, like making a template, and then you deploy it infinitely. Second, leverage. This is using other people's time, their audiences, or even their money to get things done. And third, scalability. Creating a product once, like a digital course, and selling it over and over forever. You absolutely have to stop trading your precious evening hours for flat dollars. And hey, activating these multipliers directly impacts your pricing strategy too, which ultimately protects your sanity. The paths to profits analysis clearly shows that competing on price just attracts terrible, high-maintenance clients. Nobody wants that. Instead, try raising your prices by 30 to 50%.
When you combine scalable systems with premium pricing, you can literally serve a third of the clients, make 10 times the profit, and, actually have time to breathe. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to our final phase, Section 4, Preparing for the Leap, the emotional and logistical exit plan.
So you've made the time, you've built the scalable vehicle, the money is starting to trickle in. How do you actually walk into your boss's office and resign from your corporate angel investor? Well, it starts by grounding your escape plan in hard math. Mara Kucharek, who successfully replaced her 9-to-5 income, says the most important thing is to pick one specific income goal, not some vague, I want to replace my salary. No, calculate the exact minimum dollar amount you need to survive. For Mara, that number was just $1,500 a month. She knew if she hit that bare minimum, she could easily double it once she got her 40 hours a week back. And guess what? After years of struggling, the second she set that specific numerical target, she hit it and she quit her job in just 3 months.
But we also need to validate the psychological side of this, because leaving a steady paycheck is absolutely terrifying. As Mara notes, going full-time in your business is really scary. You'll never feel like you're ready. Even 6 years in, making well over 6 figures, she admits she still doesn't feel perfectly ready. And that's the point. Waiting for the perfect time to leave your job, it's really just a sophisticated excuse to procrastinate.
Now, before you go riding off into the sunset, we do have to sober up for a minute with the logistical realities. According to IRS Publication 583, a successful exit requires some rigid financial planning. Remember, you're a real business entity now. You're going to need an employer identification number, or EIN, and a formal accounting method. But most crucially, you have got to plan for self-employment taxes. Your employer used to hide a lot of that tax burden from you, but when you make the leap, that is all on you. Getting these systems in place ensures your escape boat doesn't just immediately sink from tax penalties.
So, there it is. The blueprint is fully laid out. You know exactly how to find the time, pick the model, apply the multipliers, and plan your exit. Nick McLean actually ends his advice with this classic Matrix analogy, and I love it. Which pill are you going to take? You can take the blue pill, wake up tomorrow, coast in your cubicle, and keep dreading Sunday afternoons for the rest of your life. Or you can take the red pill. You can reclaim your evenings, treat your 9-to-5 as your very first angel investor, and build the table you actually deserve a seat at. Your angel investor is depositing your next check this Friday. So is it going to fund your escape or just your comfort zone?